All right, welcome back to Denoise. In this episode, we're going to talk about the new OpenAI Disney deal, the McDonald's AI commercial that was a fail, and a couple other updates. You ready, Addy?
Let's get into it.
All right, welcome back. Good to see you again, Addy.
Good to see you too, Joey.
So, yeah, as we were kind of running down this briefing, I think there's stuff here that was news to you as well. So this will be...
I am going to be reacting live to the audience in a very authentic way.
It'll be a journey. All right, the first story, because we should talk about this now because it's already kind of gone, came and went, was another AI ad from McDonald's Netherlands. And it got so much backlash that they pulled the ad.
Really?
Yeah.
It's that AI.
Spoiler alert. Well, you know what? I got some thoughts about this in general. But here, let me, because you haven't seen the ad, so let me play it on Twitter, which is still kept it up. Let me.
It's the most terrible time of the year. All the shops turn to mayhem, even Santa knows space, and the tree redecorated your place. It's the most terrible time of the year. The roast burns to charcoal, and the cookies burn too. Friggin' chaos, it feels like a zoo. It's the most terrible time of the year. So you flee from the madness, the lights and the cheer, and hide out in McDonald's till January's here.
All right. Where do I start?
So that is the ad. Yeah, I mean, my general thoughts when I saw this was like, it's just a terrible ad.
It's just a terrible... Okay, that's exactly what I was going to say.
It's a terrible message.
The world is going through a lot right now. This is the last negative ad that we need as we go into the holiday season.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of like the time of just like fun and cheer and hope and like take it easy and, you know, get a break at the end of the year. Who wants to hear an ad about the most terrible time of year? Like...
And also, it's so not on brand for McDonald's because they are not generally playing in this risky, adverse area of brand messaging. They're very safe, right? They've been around forever. It's Ronald McDonald and like a lot of happy stuff.
Yeah, and like I mean, the McDonald's in this ad is supposed to be the respite from the Christmas chaos and go hide out at McDonald's until January, but it's like the wrong positioning.
Oh. Yeah, no, that is. And I was trying to nitpick like the AI part of it, and honestly the AI generations look good. They're edited and cut together. The sound design's great.
Yeah, and this is a concept that would be, I'm gonna guess, you know, too expensive to like practically shut down a street and have Santa like with actual reindeer, you know, in the road. And it's not, it's one of those things where it's just like when you tell people it's AI, it just triggers everyone. And I think when this plays on TV and people see it, like they're not gonna blink twice. The ad itself is bad. It's a terrible message. But the production quality is whatever.
Yeah, it just AI happened to have sucked in that negative energy. And
I mean, I think
has gone.
AI was the cherry on top that just gave, you know, everyone with their pitchforks even more reason to, you know, revolt against this. But I'm gonna say
it's a terrible ad, and it's made with AI. Get out of here.
Which is just like bring out the flame torch. So yeah, they I think that launched Monday or Tuesday, and then yesterday McDonald's.
Yeah, it's so not on their brand. Like I mean, you and I both grew up on McDonald's, right? Like
yeah, they're in like the same kind of. I would put them in the same category as like Coca-Cola, of just like, you know, this wholesome,
Ford or Walmart. Like they're very safe. It's a safe brand,
all-American, wholesome brand. Now this is McDonald's Netherlands. I don't know how their corporate structure is and how much autonomy they have, but obviously no one picks up on that. It's McDonald's and McDonald's.
Whoever directed that ad needs like a deal with Shudder, the horror streaming channel or something. Somebody really wicked over there.
They need to work in a different genre. I don't know what studio it was. I mean, the other quote people latched onto was them saying that they hardly slept for weeks while writing AI prompts and refining the shots. AI didn't make this film, we did. I think people latched onto that line too when they grabbed their pitchforks.
Yeah, I could actually see the amount of time consumption that goes into each of these generations. I'm playing around with some stuff now on the video. I mean, you're literally waiting minutes. Even if you're running multiple things, you're waiting minutes. Hours go by, and before you know it, your whole day's gone by. So this is quite a lot of shots, and the quality is pretty good. You know, putting the creative aside, of course.
And yeah, I mean, we know it. people are making fun of the AI didn't make this film we did and hardly slept writing AI prompts, refining the shots. Yeah, it does take a lot of work to do these. It's not just put a prompt in a box and poof, you get an ad. But in this case, they got a bad ad.
Well, thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah. One thing, what did McDonald's say? McDonald's Netherlands removed the video, adding in a statement that the moment served as an important learning as the company explored, quote, the effective use of AI.
Oh my God, they didn't get it at all.
No, it's not an AI issue. It's just your concept
it's
sucks.
Not. Yeah. Okay. I would say it's a secondary AI issue in that it's so easy to generate bad content that you still blame AI for making it do the thing that you were just doing.
Right. It feels
Does
like,
that make sense?
Yeah, it feels like Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park. Everyone wanted to know if you could. No one stopped to ask, if you should.
If you should, yes. Well, I was
we
gonna
can
say,
make this concept super fast and easy. Should we?
Exactly. I thought you were going to say life finds a way, as in bad content finds a way.
Bad content will always find a way. We don't need AI for that.
No.
All right. Next up, this one just broke this morning as we're recording it. Disney and OpenAI have announced a partnership. Disney's going to invest sure they wish it was 100 billion. Disney's going to invest $1 billion in OpenAI, and it is part of a 3-year licensing agreement where Sora will be able to use Disney and all of the Disney universe characters in Sora videos.
So memes like Sora app?
Yeah. So there's a couple of things to this. People will be able to use Disney characters in Sora generated videos.
Okay.
And then there's some link where some of these videos have the chance to then play on Disney Plus, which that is not surprising because in Disney's earnings report, Iger mentioned something that they were exploring consumer generated AI content appearing in Disney Plus. So this is part of what that meant. But the things I'm a little fuzzy on, you can run Sora as a consumer. You can call up Disney characters. It's not clear if you can use the cameo function, because we had talked about when cameo first came out, where it'd be like, oh, this would be a great use if they license IP from other studios, and you can, be in a Marvel film with Iron Man, or you can be whatever in Frozen or Encanto or something. That's not clear. That's not quite clear from the statement if you'll be able to put yourself in these, or if this is more like some sort of elevated fan fiction where you can kind of just make your own episodics using Disney characters.
It's an interesting avenue for them to go down on. I see what you're like a UGC, choose your own adventure type thing with Disney IP, perhaps using Sora engine. I was just thinking the most sort of rational thing, which would be if OpenAI could custom develop video and image generation technology or even audio technology for Disney productions. Is that part of any of this?
I don't think it's part of the public part, but it seemed under reading between the lines. I can't find the exact line, but it was something to the effect of they're not just investing $1 billion into OpenAI so people can make fan movies. It was to figure out how to integrate the technology across the board.
I mean, my personal opinion on this is I think Disney undersold themselves here. They honestly don't need... OpenAI should pay Disney $1 billion to use their IP, honestly, because Disney IP is probably some of the most recognizable on the planet.
For sure. I mean, I'm thinking, the studios might be trying to develop or figure out how to make their own AI models that are good. That's pretty hard, and they're kind of behind. They can't really invest in Google. OpenAI is probably, out of the big ones that have good video models, one of the options that they can, kind of sort of like going back a few years with Microsoft and OpenAI and Microsoft getting a foothold in ChatGPT, that they're able to, out of all the available models that have good video models, OpenAI is one where they can latch onto and put some money in and partner up and get a leg ahead, a jump start in developing their own models for whatever behind the scenes uses that are probably going to come into play that aren't in this agreement or in this announcement.
Yeah, I think there would have only been a handful of companies big enough to serve a customer as big as Disney, right? You're absolutely right. It's either OpenAI, Google, Meta, and maybe a few other companies. What I thought was going to happen was Disney was going to make multiple partnerships in different avenues of their business. So, for example, theme park would have a very specific need for AI, maybe in the realm of physical AI with robots, right? So that's an NVIDIA partnership, perhaps. And then entertainment, because it's image and video heavy, would have a partnership with perhaps Google so they could use VO and so on. So I thought they would segment it out better, but a blanket OpenAI endorsement across the board, across all the business channels, to me, that seems it's just too broad across the board. Yeah. And the other wild card is, and we talk about it on the show all the time, is some of the best models on the planet are Chinese models, Alibaba models, Tencent models, Kaisho models. Disney has a great relationship with Chinese companies. Why not exploit some of that?
And they're an American-based company. I don't know. The optics of that might not be the best.
Maybe, yeah, during the current administration, perhaps not. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think maybe just if there's an opening and they can invest in one of the biggest U.S. AI startups that has a decent video model, it's a good opening. But yeah, I'm curious because it can't just be $1 billion to make fan videos. There's got to be other uses or under the hood opportunities.
Or maybe OpenAI gave Disney a sneak peek at some of the artificial general intelligence stuff that they're working on, and Iger was so impressed. It's like, oh, I can replace 1,000 people with 1,000 of these AI agents. Let's go. So maybe it is some of the
yeah, we saw how the Lionsgate runway Lionsgate partnership went. So yeah, we'll see. I think maybe there's grand visions of like everything you could automate, but then reality hits. But I mean, there's still a lot of efficiencies that you could improve on or open up new possibilities of just like. Maybe it just enables making a bunch more episodic IP a lot faster. One thing I did think was interesting as far as kind of the intellectual property and likenesses, especially relating to real people. The Sora deal, as far as for the user set, they'll only be able to draw from a set of 200 animated, masked, and creature characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. So no characters that are tied into a human actor likeness. So like not
like Hawkeye or somebody like that.
Not like, yes, Iron Man, but here it says it on the bottom too. Iconic animated or illustrated versions of Marvel and Lucasfilm characters. So not not Harrison Ford Han Solo, but animated Han Solo. Not Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark, Iron Man, but like animated Iron Man. So none of these deals, it seems like, relate to actual SAG actors who have portrayed these characters. They're either animated characters from the start, like Frozen and the Disney stuff, or the animated version of the Marvel characters or Star Wars characters.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it on that side of it as well, on the actors and their likeness. The other side is it doesn't dilute Disney's primary output, which is theatrical and the stuff that goes to streaming. I think that quality bar, and that's something they'll segment away from whatever this is going to generate, and this is going to be a lower tier stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, in that realm too. So like, okay, you're a fan, you make some fan video with Sora with these characters, it ends up on Disney Plus. Do you think there's like an appetite where like people are going to want to watch?
People are still going to YouTube. I don't think Disney will ever build a UGC-oriented platform.
Well, actually, I mean, you said I remember when you were talking about like months ago, you're like you're a big fan of the Stormtrooper vlogs.
Yeah, I love those things. Yeah.
What if someone made the version of that? I don't know, for like the Avengers Tower, like vlogs of like worker in the Avengers, and then that ended up on
the problem is
Disney Plus.
When it gets to Disney Plus, it's so moderated and curated, and by the time something publishes, it loses all of the appeal, all of the sizzle. Versus somebody that genuinely loves Star Wars just makes the thing that they think is the most relevant to the lore, puts it up on YouTube. It's raw. It hits on all the notes that a fan wants. So I think that's the difference. With like Disney Plus is this big, regulated, safe machine, and any user generated content just goes in there and dies, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm curious if like, I mean, we might be the wrong audience for this. Like, I'm curious if kids would pick up on or have, they're not going to know or care, but if they're like in the Disney Plus ecosystem, they've run out of how many rewatches of Frozen they can do, but then there's like a whole Frozen expanded universe of fan-made Frozen films. Will they watch that? Will that keep them around?
I think in the short term, it'll certainly generate buzz. And, what's important for Disney is if they can tie it to an ad tier revenue model, then that's an easy sort of almost passive income for them, because they're not really making any of that content, but they're charging for ads and making money off of that.
I mean, that's all, speaking of money and ads and stuff, that's also another question that wasn't really addressed here. But like, if you are a fan that makes a film that ends up on Disney Plus, is there a rev share? Are you getting paid? Are they going to like license that from you? Are they going to do any type of YouTube ad share split with you? That wasn't really clear. So are you just making it for the love of the game and bragging rights that you got a thing that you created on Disney Plus, or will this turn into some like actual industry?
That's a really good point. One of the reason why YouTube is so successful as it is because it actually allows creators to make a living and make real money, right? So Disney has to almost build an economy overnight for that.
And then the other thing, I mean, it's kind of good research for Disney, because it's like they can see, well, what characters, what storylines, what kind of things are people gravitating towards that they want to see. How are they using this, which could inform like future stuff that they actually produce or make, because they get better audience data and research.
You talked about this before. We talked about this when it came to showrunner, I think, where you make 1,000 shows and then the studio just looks at the top 10 that's performing really well and turn those into its own IP and so on.
Yeah, potentially.
But I mean, if they're savvy enough to see that loophole and use it, I think. But yeah, this feels like a really broad stroke, like almost taking an axe to where a scalpel would be better. I don't know if this is the right move for Disney, and certainly in the image and video generation world, I mean, so many other models are better than what Sora is today, or the image generation model is. I know they have other stuff coming out, but OpenAI's main focus is really LLMs and artificial general intelligence. I think the image and video stuff is just a side hustle for them.
Yeah, but also we know sort of what it's capable of. I mean, the IP that they're focusing on is animated, illustrated, so that's a little bit easier to do. And we know that they drastically watered down Sora like after the first week, and when they got hit with like all of the content owners being like, stop. So there is, I'm going to guess that this is like a more powerful under the hood version that Disney can unlock because they're giving it their blessing. So, and plus, who knows what's in the pipeline or what they haven't released. So, maybe, obviously they're not Sora from 2024, where it just kind of like blew everyone's mind of what was possible. That is like a distant memory compared to everything that we have now between VO and Kling and C-Dance and all the other models.
Did you hear about the Code Red at OpenAI?
I did hear about the Code Red.
Explain to our listeners what that is.
I mean, I just saw the headline, so maybe you know more of the details, but basically that they felt like Google has definitely caught up to
more
where
than
OpenAI is at.
Yeah.
And surpass them in a lot of facets. I mean, basically that they've got to, they're trying to handle the truth. They got to catch up.
They got their asses whooped, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they were so far ahead of the game and then maybe fell asleep at the wheel a little bit. And now they got to speed it up again.
Right.
Is that accurate? Was there anything specific?
Yeah. Gemini outperformed ChatGPT in a lot of intelligence testing. Obviously, VO 3.1 is a better model than Sora 2. Google's Nano Banana Pro is better than whatever ChatGPT has nowadays. So, yeah, Google's beating OpenAI on all those fronts. On top of that, I think OpenAI is in financial trouble at the moment, because although they have like billions of tokens that's called every day, right? Like their API is bonkers in the usage that it has. Having said that, their actual revenue from that is not covering the cost of basically running the company.
Yeah, I know there are like kind of these circular deals that are getting announced of someone invests in OpenAI and OpenAI invests in partners up with a server farm, data center. Yeah, it's sort of like a circular partnership deal. Data center invests in NVIDIA chips, NVIDIA invests in OpenAI, and this whole round and round.
That's it. Yeah, the whole, like, I don't know if our audience is interested in the AI bubble and what would happen if OpenAI went away? What would happen if NVIDIA went away? Like, these things are highly unlikely to happen. But if it does, comment and let us know. I would love to do a deep dive episode on that.
Yeah, if that's of interest, I think we've maybe skirted with like how wonky we get, and also we're not industry like experts, but we can. I mean, I'm just more curious, from like obviously a Hollywood perspective and all of the crazy stuff happening in this industry. What would relate to this industry if there is a bubble burst or crash in the tech and AI industry? Because it's not like if that crashes, this industry is insulated from the repercussions of that.
I'll totally do a deep dive on it if you guys want me to, just so just hit some comments down there.
Let us know. Yeah. Speaking of OpenAI and new image models, you saw this one, Addy, that there is rumored to be a new OpenAI model popping up in LM Arena. This is how we all found out about Nano Banana. Before it was publicly released, it showed up in LM Arena and started blowing everyone out of the water. So there's a new model, or two new models. Code names are Chestnut and Hazelnut. Key observations from this post from Marmaduke 91. World knowledge similar to Nano Banana Pro, which makes sense because, they've got ChatGPT, so it has that world understanding. Can generate celebrity selfies with very similar quality to Nano Banana Pro. Can write code in images very well. I don't know why do I do that. So, so there's some pictures, possibly generated with these models of a bunch of celebrities.
I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
It has a pasted, like the lighting conditions are different for everybody. They're all hitting the same weird pose with their teeth, except for the duck face on the right. Yeah, this is not real at all.
It's sharper and better quality, I would say, than the current ChatGPT image models called 4.0, but I wouldn't say this still seems behind Nano Banana Pro.
This is like a year back. I think we would have been happy with just having everybody's face replicated correctly, but now we're looking at how it all melts together, how it integrates into the same environment, and does it invoke an emotion from the prompt and all those other things. I don't think it's there.
Also, I forgot, someone pointed this out online too, like, what happened to having more blockage to being able to generate likeness of celebrities? Like, it kind of seems like most of the models have stopped blocking that. And there wasn't really like a explanation or announcement of just like, we're not going to block, doing celebrity likenesses anymore. It's pretty much, I think Nano Banana Pro lets you do it. Pretty much all the models, that used to be a big blockage thing before, and now they kind of all let you run wild with it.
Yeah. Maybe the celebrities just want their faces out in the public more, so they don't care. I don't know.
I don't know about that. And this was a sample demo of text on a board. Look, it's sharp text, but it looks like printed text. It doesn't look like the hand-drawn demos that we saw from Nano Banana Pro when you asked it, like, hey, make a whole like flowchart board of like how the system works. Yeah. This just looks like it's kind of spitting out info.
It's catching up. It's catching up to Nano Banana 1, I would say. Nano Banana Pro is still a little bit ahead, and Z-Image is up there to me. C-Dance 4 is up there. It's nowhere near those like elite image models at the moment.
So you're saying they got to keep that code red going? Like, still
Code Brown. Code Brown. Do you know that joke?
Code Magenta. No, it's Code Brown.
Code Brown is when you have to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
That's from a DreamWorks movie. I think it's the Penguins or something.
Which DreamWorks? All right. What Penguin movie?
You never saw the Penguins movie? They had their own movie.
No.
Oh my God. Benedict Cumberbatch was in it. It was great. It was so well done.
All right. I'll have to check it out. No, I didn't
10 years later, I'll have to check it out.
I'll put it on my letterbox queue.
I think I have the DVD somewhere. You can borrow it if you have a DVD player.
I was going to say, I don't have a DVD player anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. And then last update. This is a new model announcement from Sync called React 1. And it is basically a character performance modifier.
Right. It looks really promising from the videos that you're showing me, Joey.
Yeah, so we're watching their announcement video. And so the interesting thing, the UI is interesting because it says you can both, obviously works on generated AI videos, but also you could upload videos. And again, I know we talked about this. I don't even remember what the model name was last week, but
Kling.
We had something similar
Kling
last
01?
week. Was it Kling 01? I thought it was another model that was sort of about performance changing. Maybe it was Kling.
Yeah.
Anyways, putting aside all of the legal and ethical issues of modifying a real life actor's performance without their consent, just focusing on this tech of like what you can do as an option. So you can upload footage and change the performance. I mean, look at some of these. I would say,
yeah, it's breaking a little bit.
Has a little bit of uncanniness. And that demo we just saw, that was both changing the emotion, but it was also changing the
language, dialogue.
Yeah. So obviously dubbing and having the lip sync match for the dubbing is a big industry.
This is what Flawless does. Flawless, the company.
I was going to say Flawless.
And this is coming for their launch.
I think as far as I know with Flawless, is Flawless kind of enterprisey? Like, I don't think, is Flawless self-serve or like...
Oh, I'm sure it's all custom built per movie or per show. Yeah.
Yeah, so like you can't, as a average Joe, go to Flawless and be like, hey, I want to use your software to like modify my videos. It's, so this with Sync, you can. It's self-serve. I think it's on file already with the API. So you can call this up and modify generated videos, which obviously there's a good use case for that, where you're generating, AI performances or characters or whatever. And maybe 90% of the video is good, but you don't really like how the AI actor is delivering the line. After the Tilly Nord crap, I don't want to keep calling them AI actors.
Just don't use the word actor. Just put AI beings. I don't know.
AI
avatars,
the generated performance, the AI avatar, having more control over the perceived delivery is good.
Yeah, I think the Leonardo DiCaprio example is especially hard because it's such a fast-moving performance and so exaggerated already. So maybe they just didn't pick the right. Mouth is just like, dude, he is one of the best performers ever to live. You're not going to replace his performance.
His mouth in the shot looks like the mouth blowing up in Fight Club.
But I do think it's a promising. Somebody would have to do this sooner or later because there's such a big market in dubbing, transcoding, into different languages. Netflix alone, I think, serves movies in 70 different languages or something like that.
It depends on the show and the movie, but yeah, I mean, if you ever watch if you let the credits of a Netflix original or whatever play and you don't go to the watch next, the credits go on forever, and then the credits change to like production for the France translation, the Spanish translation, and there's just like an endless scroll of credits of like every team responsible for the local dubbing in that language.
And now us Americans, we're on the receiving end, right? Like now there are movies that are just made in Korean, that are really natively Korean, that we have to consume here. Right? So it's coming back this way as well.
Yeah, and having subtitles is hit or miss with some people. With general audience, don't like that over having the audio change. But then if you have the voice, dubbed voice, you get the weird lip sync issue. Yeah. So biggest addressable market is dubbing and changing the mouths to move to match the local the dubbed language. Secondary, I think, is like modifying a performance of someone. Yeah,
I gotta say, using Kling 01 for some facial performance stuff, and I sent you some text about it, Joey, it just doesn't know what to do with the face, like in general. And I think that's Kling 01's biggest weakness. If you don't have facial heavy performance, but you give it like body language performance or non-human things to do, it does it extremely well, but it just struggles with the face is such a complex thing for an AI model to comprehend and then modify.
Yeah, and we're obviously, as humans, tuned to faces and can very picky about when things shift into uncanny valley.
Exactly.
I will say, the other thing I like, not having played with the software yet, but in this demo, this sort of pop-up UI interface, where it sort of does map the face, and it's not just a text prompt to kind of change what you want, but also this sort of heads-up display with different options for emotions, kind of different an actual like 3D mapped face. So I like what they're demoing here with the ability to control and sort of giving more tactile controls and not just a text prompt to be like, make them more happy in order to change the performance. So I like what they're doing.
All about simple user interfaces. This is great.
So I'm curious to see what applications.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Sync.
React 1 motto. All All right. Good place to wrap it up.
All right, just a quick couple of shout outs to our viewers on YouTube for some really positive encouragement. We could use it. So thank you to William Reed 74 and Ivy Webb 44. We thank you.
Thank you. Links for everything we talked about at denoisepodcast.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next episode.